Hey guys, Drifter here. Today I wanted to show off some early gameplay of the Battlefield 1 map Sinai Desert. In case you didn't get to see, this was the one that was premiered at the Battlefield 1 Squad's live stream here in Gamescom. That's in Cologne, Germany. And I was actually a team leader for this one. I was leading a 32-man team versus another 32-man team, and we actually managed to pull out a victory, which made me feel really good. I was afraid that I was going to lose and people were going to be like, oh, COD players can't play Battlefield. But let's talk about the map, let's talk about the horses, let's talk about how it plays and everything else. Sinai Desert is the biggest Battlefield map ever made, and I'm not just saying that and that it feels big or that I think it's big, but the devs told me it was a massive map, the biggest that they have ever made. However, most of the action is clustered around the village, which is where I'm fighting it out right now, because that's where most of the conquest points are, and everybody wants to get the most conquest points to get the most tickets and win the game, right? Sandstorm can also roll in and kind of force more close quarters combat because the snipers aren't very useful, but the map is dominated by long-range combat. Even though the village is close quarters, there are a lot of people sniping you on your way to and from the village, and a handful of people using marksman rifles or assault classes kind of to fight you in the village itself. There is a super valuable oasis point outside of the village. If you take it, you are able to get a horse, a vehicle of choice for your team, and an airplane of your choice for your team. However, it's a little bit of a time waster because you have to go a very, very far distance through the desert. Well, this is the oasis right here. As you can see, there's absolutely nothing around it. It's pretty much surrounded by nothing, so in order to get this bonus conquest point for your team and the bonus vehicles, you have to be prepared to put in a pretty significant time commitment. Most people don't do that. Most people are going to fight their way to, from, in, and around the village. Not on this side of the map, but on the other side, at point F and G, things can get very sweaty around the mountain range. A lot of snipers like to crawl up in the mountains and pop people, and that is probably the most direct corridor type area of the entire map. Let's talk about horses. Horses are not often practical, but they are incredibly fun. I don't know what it is about horses, but they're very fun to ride, they're fun to play, they're fun to jump over things. It's fun to get horse kills. The weapon is not bad. It kills people in 2 shots. It has relatively tight hip fire and is quite accurate, with the exception of the fact that it bobs up and down while you're shooting, which can be kind of frustrating. Probably better use for the horses is just use them melee. You just run in and chop people. They're very good for flanking. If you can kind of get behind the enemy lines and run through spawns, you can get double, triple, quadra kills even. And the horses are really godly when Derude Sandstorm shows up. At least that's what we've been calling the Sandstorm. We just call it Derude. Everybody's making the call. It's like, Derude, inbound. But when you can't see anything, the horses can sneak up on you very, very easily, and you can just, you can get obliterated by them. However, Sinai Desert truly is a sniping map. Sniper rifles dominate this map. They do so much more so than marksman rifles, much more so than assault or anything else. There's definitely viability to assault because the vehicles, especially the long-range artillery and tanks, are also incredibly important. So it's nice to have somebody on your team with anti-tank rockets and dynamite and anti-tank mines and that sort of stuff. But snipers are the way to go, and that train is ridiculously OP. It is a behemoth on steroids. I'm going to do a whole video on the train where I do a train conductor thing. It is just out of control when it comes to power level, but I suppose that's what it's supposed to be because it's a behemoth. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you learned something useful. I got a lot more videos coming this week. If you enjoyed, don't forget to like, favorite, and subscribe. Drifter out.